Hello my friends, this is Jose from LuoVita, and today I'm going to talk about how to stay focused and achieve these big goals. And this big picture thinking is really some important skill that helps us to go ahead in our personal life, in our business, and it means balancing between a strategy and execution. I will explain all this, It's challenging, I know, and it's challenging if you are detail-oriented or perfectionist sometimes like me, for example, but visionaries sometimes, like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk or some, have this big picture thinking, and they focus on them to solve their problems faster. And not just their problems, but problems in general. We must provide some service. When we provide service, we provide value, and this gives us success. So there are some strategies to help us stay towards our big picture. So the first thing is to to be clear about our goals, and defining clearly our end goal for each project that we have is very important. It's this thinking strategy. It helps us to avoid getting sucked into this negative, and even gives us something to hold on as we go and do our tasks every day. So it also helps us to set these positive goals for ourselves, and it's a great way to keep us motivated. So for example, if you're working for a client presentation, something, knowing that your goal is to make the client happy and improve their business. So this is a powerful motivator to do well on this project, for example. And if you are trying to learn a new skill, for example, in the long term, your goal may be to master that particular skill in order to get, for example, promoted or to get up your business. So the bigger your goal is, the more likely you are to stay driven, But we are going to some key component later on to achieve this. So the bigger your goal is in a project, the more you need to be able to think about this big picture. But many people struggle then to develop this, and especially as they move up in this responsibilities and these expectations increase, right? So it's critical to understand that this benefits of big picture thinking, let's say it like this, it's to include these strategies into our daily life. That means developing this type of thinking requires letting go of certain details, such as, for example, distractions and including certain tasks that don't benefit our end goal. It also means being willing to rethink our approach to this project that aren't going as planned, and changing our plans that way. That means it's important to understand that we must achieve like a balance between big picture and detail-oriented thinking. So, okay, let's start with focusing on the big picture. If you are a big picture thinker, that means you have this ability to see the bigger perspective and understand situations from a high level view. This type of thinking is really important in your personal life, in your business, and situations where you need to get this general idea fast, right? And some of the innovations that we enjoy today were developed from a large vision in mind. For example, the iPhone from Steve Jobs, or for example, he didn't worry about adding more bells and whistles in this technology at the beginning. He focused on how people would use it, right? So it's easy to focus on something negative in a situation and to forget there is often this positive direction. And the idea is to find a way to see this positive direction. Normally or mostly we don't see it immediately, and it's often there. So we need to look for it. That means really focus on this. If you want to be a big picture thinker, it's really important to make time for yourself and your goals. Meditate about it. And when you rush decision, for example, it's easy to get stuck in these details and grab your attention first and ignore all these other details. You should give yourself time to go over each possible scenario and then see the pros and cons before making a decision. So this will help you to avoid this impulsive emotional decisions that make this, that could prove really damaging to your project, you know. So if you're unsure how to do this, ask for advice from people who have experience in your situations. And I know it's not easy sometimes to find this, but it's helpful to break larger goals also into smaller then. And then this gives you these manageable steps that you can work towards one at a time, just one at a time. Don't go bigger, right? Don't make this multitask. One at a time, master it. And then this helps you to keep this clear focus on your end goal, you know. And this also relieves stress, because it's important to be able to balance this excitement, you know, of envisioning your future with the reality and planning how to reach it. So a good strategy is to delegate also some tasks. It means a lot of people, you know, just have this bad habits of taking on too much for themselves. And even, I know people that micromanage other people and stuff, you know, it's not the idea. So if you micromanage too much, this leaves no room, you know, for this big picture mindset, and will just slow down your success, really. Instead, hire freelancers, outsource anything you can, you know, but delegate some of this stuff, you know. So important, take these small steps. Taking these small steps, you know, and delegate everything in these small steps. And why is this important, small steps? Because when you take the small step, your bigger goal will keep you motivated. And you're not worried with the small steps. They are delegated, but you know they will be done. Just control them, just overview them. But, you know, it will also prevent you from getting distracted by these small setbacks along the way. You just, okay, try it again. You have this bigger goal in your head. So instead of letting these minor obstacles derail your progress, you know, think about how you can work around it and use it as an opportunity to learn more. Always with the end goal in your mind. So, for example, if you're struggling to find customers, think about how it might be an opportunity to develop new marketing strategies. So in this busy world, it's really easy to get caught up in this daily hustle and to lose sight of our big picture goals, right? So being concentrated and getting things done has has power, you know. It's important to take a step back and, you know, look up at this bigger picture, keeping the bigger picture in mind, and this will help you to stay focused on your long-term goals and avoid making decisions that are really painful sometimes for your life's future and, you know, and also your stability. So looking at this big picture can be challenging, I know, especially if you are more detail-oriented and, as I said, perfectionist. I am guilty of this. So, but it's possible, you know, to learn to move away from this style of thinking and adopt this more broad perspective. And one strategy is really to keep this journal where you write down everything from progress you're using and your thinking style, and this will allow you to see where to improve. This will encourage you also to continue working on your skills and see the results, you know. So another way to keep the big picture mindset is to share this vision with someone else, with other people, and this will connect them to your bigger picture. You don't need to go in details and give up some secrets or something, but they make you accountable. For example, if you are self-employed, try sharing your vision statement with your clients or your customers. This will show them the bigger picture and help them to understand the importance of your products and services. It will also help you and remind you to keep you motivated, you know, and to see your brand as a vision. So, and then to help this bigger picture thinking, you should set end goals. That means this bigger picture thinking are bigger goals. And the best way to achieve this thinking is really to focus on creating goals and strategies for accomplishing the bigger goals. So goals give you something to work, something to work towards, and which helps you to motivate you to take action. And clear goals should include a specific time frame and results, this bigger step, the smaller steps that you can use to measure your progress. So they should be challenging but achievable. Don't forget this. I mean, everything theoretically is achievable, but so if you hit these milestones, you will sense, this give you a sense of accomplishment, and which encourage you also to keep going. So when creating your goals, it's important to understand this difference between end goals and mean goals. Mean goals, end goals are those directly, this directly leads to this happiness and fulfillment, right? And mean goals are those that helps you achieve your end goals. So the problem is that a lot of people often set only these mean goals, usually based on, for example, money or social status, or then truly this doesn't give you enough motivation. So one of the best ways to identify your end goals is to ask yourself, why do I want to achieve this? So go deep in your desires, and this will help you to get to this core of what drives you and motivates you, which will then help you to come up with more effective strategies to achieve them. For example, if you are trying to get a promotion at work, you could explore the benefits of getting, for example, promoted. For example, you feel then more responsible and having more control over your career, right? Another way to think big is to break down your goals into smaller steps and then turning them into this is like a goal ladder, right? Like a ladder. And then begin with your main goal at the top of this ladder and work a way down. And write down all the small steps that you want to achieve in order to reach this bigger goal, your end goal, right? This will make your goal feel less intimidating and easier to achieve. This will increase also your motivation and chances to success. As I said before, review and adjust your goals regularly. But because we change, our ideas change, our vision changes, so that you stay on track and avoid becoming discouraged when you encounter these obstacles. It's normal, these challenges. We welcome them, right? So they will help us to grow, to see things differently, to work on them. Yes. Let me know how this was encouraging, how this helped you see things. Let me know in the comments, and I invite you to really check out the description, the resources, subscribe to our blog, LuoVita. It will give you really these insights once a week, and this helped me, this will help you surely to see these opportunities, to get things clearer, Let me know and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, and courage, and get going. Success.